So today, a couple of things I want to update on diet stuff, I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated with my diet. But first I want to talk about why I'm frustrated with my diet and what has led me into my frustrations with my diet. So 2 weeks ago, so today I'm recording this on Sunday, tomorrow is Monday, which is the day this will be uploaded. 2 weeks ago from this beginning of Monday, I woke up, well, it wasn't that I woke up, I kind of felt gross in the morning, like low energy, was feeling weird, and then by about 3 o'clock I had a sore throat, and then basically I thought at first maybe it was my acid reflux because I had drank coffee and it really was started to burn after I drank coffee. So I was like, this is probably like allergies or my acid reflux. So sometimes I'd wake up in the morning if I had really bad acid reflux the day before, and I'd have just terrible heartburn. But since I've been losing weight, that's not happened a lot. Side note, I'm sorry. I'm wearing a 3X shirt right now. It's really big on me. It's just kind of funny. I love this shirt though. It's really cool. It's the He is Greater Than I company. Anyways. So what was I saying? So I woke up with a sore throat, or not with a sore, I went to bed with a sore throat basically, but it got worse progressively through the night, and by the morning, like, it was hard to swallow, you know, that sort of thing. I ended up getting up at 7 o'clock in the morning to take Tylenol because I just couldn't take it anymore. So I fell asleep for a couple more hours after that. But at that point I knew I was getting sick. And so basically over the next couple of days it sort of all just, it was just all right in this area. And so like it was, my nose was clogged and also runny. You know how that is when you get a head cold. My ears were kind of plugged. It started to sort of run in, you know, the back of my throat, and like started getting into my chest eventually. And so a couple of days into it, so I have a really long history of pneumonia issues. When I got married, I went through the first year and a half of our marriage through getting bronchitis and pneumonia 5 times in the course of a year and a half. And so because of that, I'm very susceptible to pneumonia, and I know how it's gonna, I know my body well enough to know, hey, these 3 things are starting to happen, and I know that if I'm not proactive about it, it'll turn into pneumonia. And so I got on the phone with the doctor, and I just did a phone call because I didn't want to go in. And I basically told him my symptoms and said, hey, could I just get an inhaler, because I think that this is gonna, you know, I'm starting to wheeze. Can you know, I just want to make sure my bronchial tubes and lungs are clear of you know, stuff. And he's like, yeah, how about I give you a Z-Pack too, just to take care of, you know, if something, the antibiotics. So which is great, because that actually ended up working really well. So that day I went and got, it was last Sunday, I got a Z-Pack, which is, if you're unfamiliar with that, it's I don't know, I can't remember the name of it, but it is an antibiotic, and I took 2 right away, and by the next morning I already was feeling 10 times better. And so plus the inhaler really helped kind of clear the wheezing and stuff. I only had to use it a couple times, which is awesome, that I wasn't to the point where I had to use it every 4 hours. I did it once that night before bed, and then I used it again that afternoon the next day, and then one more time the next day. And so but yeah, so it's great. Last week was rough for me, like, and the week before, really. It was really mostly the week before last, so hence Amy recording 5 videos of pregnancy stuff, because I wasn't able to really do anything really because my energy was so low and I was always sleeping. And so but I'm feeling 10 times better. I mostly just have a little bit of congestion in my nose left and some in my ears, but it's like almost gone. My cough is very minimal, and it's mostly kind of when I'm really tired, my body, I start to cough a little bit, but Man, I'm feeling so much better. So because of that though, I stopped being on my diet because just like, first of all, I didn't have an appetite for anything when I first got sick, and I really just was grossed out by things, and I essentially ate chicken noodle soup and top ramen for about a week. And so that's what I kind of did. And yeah, it was a rough last couple of weeks food wise for me, just because of everything that's going on. And not only that, but just the stress of the situation of kind of being really stressed out about me being sick, and like all the other sickness stuff that's going on right now. And so I think I stressed myself pretty badly. At first I was like, did I stress myself into being sick? But you know, I did spend, when I went to my first not personal training, wow, my first physical therapy appointment, PT, personal training, physical therapy, there was a couple of sick people in the room with me that were coughing a lot, and so I just sort of assumed that I wouldn't get sick from that, but I guess I did. And so you know, and then I unfortunately passed it on to my mother-in-law, who's now dealing with an ear infection. But I really, you know, I'm feeling a lot better, and you know, I really didn't want to, like, it's hard for me to be on a diet when you're feeling gross like that. And so I'm kind of frustrated with myself because mentally I'm out of it. Like, I was so strong and so good mentally for so long, and then all of a sudden it's just like everything's been thrown out the window. And so I haven't really gained any weight, which is great. But I have noticed I'm starting to fall back into tendencies that I used to have, which was really, really bad. And so I'm sort of like putting it out there to kind of help me get back on track tomorrow, with just eating right and doing what I can. The stores are kind of crazy right now, so some of the diet food that I usually can get, I couldn't find. And so I do have tortilla shells and a lot of frozen meat that I can eat, a lot of chicken and stuff like that. But and I got my frozen pizzas, which I like to eat for lunch. And so I'm set for at least a week, which is great. I can do this for a week. That's all I need I just need to take a week at a time. But man, I'm so frustrated with I think just the way that I handle stress and the way that everything that's happening right now, which is between like the pregnancy and Amy and her eating, and how frustrating, you know, the whole situation with her not really being able to eat anything right now. She's frustrated too, and she's sort of, we're kind of down to just her eating top ramen, honestly. I kind of feel bad that I ate some of her top ramen when I was sick, but she's basically just on the top ramen and oatmeal diet right now, just from her pregnancy, and her morning sickness is like, it's gotten worse in the last couple of days, really. So we're just hoping that she can kind of retain the food that she's eating right now, but she's not. But anyways, I'll let her talk about that some other time. But yeah, so I'm really hoping that with it, just, you know, with me being sick, and now that I'm sort of over it, that I can wake up tomorrow ready to get going. I'm gonna get up early and go for a walk. I have to cancel. Shoot, I need to do that. I forgot to cancel my appointment for tomorrow. I'm not going to go back to physical therapy until all of this stuff kind of blows over. And so I'm going to do the things I'm supposed to do, which is like these stretches and walking and stuff. And I'm not going to start jogging until, you know, I want to continue the stretches. I haven't been able to do them because I've been sick. And so I'm going to get back on track with the stretches and then the walking, and then see how my foot feels. And then at that point I'll make a decision of like, maybe I'll start jogging. Not the intense running I was doing before, but maybe I'll do intervals of like 15-second jogging and 45-second walking, just because like I feel like that's probably a really good step to get back into all this stuff, just because, man, getting sick completely was like out of nowhere, left hook, took me out of my game, took me out of like my mental thing, because like the mental space to me is the most important part of my diet, because if I'm not there mentally, I'm not committed to it. And so it's really hard for me right now to sort of get into that mental space. So I'm really hoping if I can just start over tomorrow, wake up at sort of the old times that I used to do everything and just get right back on track. I think it'll be good for me. Because there is, you know, I'm not handling the stress very well at all right now. I'm just like, ugh. So really stressed out, and you know, just like the timing of all this stuff is crazy to me with what's going on, and with the pregnancy and everything. And so I'm trying to kind of keep the joy over that I'm going to be a dad, and I'm excited about that. And like we read this morning about, you know, the baby being the size of a prune right now. The baby's the size of a prune and is officially considered a fetus, and you know, like is growing hands, and the ears are starting to develop, and the teeth are starting. So there's all sorts of fun stuff that's going to happen this week in the pregnancy, and so like that's really fun and exciting. But like the stress of just everything else and like being quarantined and stuff, so it's a lot. And I'm, you know, I really want to try to put it out there. I'm gonna start doing, you know, I'm gonna probably record what I eat in a day tomorrow, just to help me get back on track. And so if you see the things that I make, if I've made them before, I'm sorry, but this is really to help me sort of get myself back into the groove of things. And so I need 4 solid days, because that's all it takes for me, is 4 solid days to get into ketosis. And once I've hit those 4 days, like I don't usually think about cheating again for a while. And so Amy's birthday is on Wednesday, and I really want her to have a really fun birthday. And so I'm gonna make her Rice Krispie treats for a cake, because she can't eat cake right now because it just grosses her out. And so Rice Krispie treats kind of sounded good to her, and so I'm thinking I'll make just Rice Krispie treats and bake her a fresh loaf of bread that I think she'll like too. So, you know, things are crazy right now, but we're trying to be a little normal about all this stuff. So, but yeah, so I'm putting it out there now. I really want to get back on track. The last 2 weeks of sickness and stuff have been rough, and so if you could help me out, encourage me, I'd really appreciate it. I need it. And yeah, I still have 40 pounds to lose, and so if I really want to lose 40 pounds in the next couple of months, and sort of like continue, and I really think that exercise and stuff is going to help me out. So anyways, I just wanted to update you on what's going on with me and everything. And so thanks for watching, thanks for hanging out with me. I know there's a lot of options out there right now, and if you're bored at home and don't know what to do, you're clicked on my video, and I really appreciate that. So thanks for watching, and if you're new, hit the subscribe button. You know, we're going through a lot of changes around here with just content and everything, but I'm gonna try to keep it stable with my keto stuff. And you know, I really appreciate the support, and yeah, thanks for joining me today. And if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. And thanks for watching, and I will see you guys later.